touchscreen, I'm used to the
I
bigger
know,
screen.
I keep trying to touch it.
And he said, I think he felt, maybe felt bad about giving us the scratch ones, he said, they're the new ones.
Oh, and Tracy, I found that case for you, and I forgot it. I set it out, and it's on my counter.
It's okay,
I'll bring it Wednesday.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah.
I've just been throwing it in my backpack for nothing.
Now we'll have a little snug home.
Here's what's bad, I wrote 2 passwords on there, I'm not sure what's wrong, but it does say MASB, so that.
You wrote your password?
Heck
on
yeah,
your
does anybody
laptop
wanna know
like
it?
that? No.
It's literally just for this laptop.
Yeah, which gets into
Maybe even
everything.
worse.
Oh, I guess that
Yeah.
really is, I didn't think
Yeah, you
about
might
that.
want to take that off.
Yes.
Bury it in your
But,
phone
you know.
somewhere in your notes.
But if I take it off, I'll lose it and I'll never be able to get back in here again.
Take a picture of it in your phone
Yeah.
and give it some crazy code word so you can find it.
Oh, you guys freak me out. Okay, let's-
All right, everybody ready?
Yep. I trust
Good
you.
evening,
Thank
everybody.
you for
So
telling me
one
that.
time each year that I have the opportunity to open a meeting. So I'll call this meeting to organizational meeting to order. It's 6 p.m. And well, we're open with a moment of silence. Thank you. All members are present. That's our Director Long and Student Representative Aaron Gomez here as well. Chase, I contacted Julie today to let her know that he's unable to attend. He means that he actually has a conflict that he's going to attempt to navigate one of his middle college courses. Starts meeting today and it's on Mondays, so he's going to see what he can do about all of that. So stay tuned there. I need a motion and support to appoint me to serve as the temporary chair until a new president is elected, and Julie to serve as the temporary secretary until we have a new secretary.
Motion?
Support.
Motion by Hart, support by Bob. You get that? Any questions? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, the same. Motion carries 7-0. A motion, support to approve the agenda.
Motion?
Support.
Motion by Hart, support by Cortez. Any questions? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, the same. Motion carries 7-0. Recognition, it's January, so it's Board Appreciation Month, and so in front of you this evening, 2 things that Julie's prepared. One is a certificate of proclamation from Governor Gretchen Whitmer, expressing her appreciation for the service that you, as an elected official that you carry with you, not only at board meetings, but wherever you go within our district and in our state. And then also from Don Watruba, Executive Director, I believe that's his title at MASB, a certificate from MASB. Again, appreciation for your service to the Board of Education here at Keller Hills. It's obvious, I say this I know each year, but it's pretty apparent of the work that you do, public-facing work that you do at board meetings, at least 2 times a month, on most months. What people don't see is the work that you do outside of the scope of board meetings. And that's everything from board meeting preparation, the work that you do to prepare for board meetings, the questions that you ask before and during board meetings, your participation at events like the KIASB or leadership roles on other organizations within the board organizations within the county or at the state level, like government relations and things like that. So you're a huge advocate for our students, for our staff, for public education, and for that, thank you so much for all that you do. These were 2 items, one again from the state, from our governor, and one from Executive Director of MASB. We have been collecting things from students, staff, and the like, and we'll be sharing those with you at our next meeting. We've given them until just prior to the next meeting to have those things. So more to come next month, or in 2 weeks, I should say. But thank you. I really appreciate all that you do, and I know that our parents appreciate all that you do for our students and staff. The other bit of recognition, there board packet, there are 3 businesses that have made contributions to the district in some capacity, financial or in kind. And we want to make sure that we acknowledge those 3 and we'll make record of that as part of our public minutes. So we thank them for their contribution to the district. 2 were to the middle school, and I escaped me with the 3rd one, 2 specifically, but 3 different ones in there. I don't have any correspondence to share, so let's do board communication. Can I start with you, Tracy?
I have nothing.
Thank you. Melissa?
No worries about that password working, because it's not working anyways.
Okay.
But I just wanna say I had a good holiday, I hope everybody else did too. I know there's a lot of stuff, just heavy stuff right now in the world, and oh, we got in. And, just know that I've been thinking about everyone, I'm thinking about like, just school stuff in general and how moving forward is going to be, so, that's always on my mind. The other thing too is, I know that generally we like to discuss, our board officers, who's interested in what, so, I'm gonna say it right out, I'm interested in any position that I'm nominated for, and I'm also, would be happy to just serve. So, I have been for some, I don't even know how many years now, but, who knows. But anyways, so I'm just happy for anything, and, we'll support whatever. So, I just wanted to put that out there, cause I know we hadn't talked about that in previous meetings, but that's all I got.
I am all set.
Okay.
Attended the dance competition this weekend, and our kids proudly represented middle school on up to high school, so good to see.
All set. Thank you. 2 items for me, first of which is just a reminder, your attendance is not required, it's not a board function, but I will be presenting January 22nd, beginning of January 22nd, 6 p.m. Middle school large group instruction room / media center, where we typically have our board meetings, or have had our board meetings recently when we're at the middle school. Going to do a bond update. I haven't prepared my presentation yet, so it's work to be done. I don't know exactly how much detail I'll go into on turning the clock back, but it's more about looking forward at the work that lies ahead with the bond proposals that have already been approved by our community. So it felt like it was an important thing to do, one, because they can see some things going on, and there are a lot of questions about when's it going to be done kind of stuff. And just the confusion that the 2 proposals that they're running simultaneously and have been running simultaneously since 2020 now. So just want to update the community on that for those who are in attendance.
Jerry, did you
Yes.
do this last Thursday as well?
No.
Or did I get the dates?
No,
I
this
must-
is 22nd.
And this is the same one that the STEM,
Same evening as a STEM.
Okay,
Same
I
evening
just have
as
the
a STEM.
dates wrong.
Theirs is going to
there's 6
begin.
to 8.
Mine is 6 until it's done, and theirs will start at 6:30, I believe, is the time. So I'll continue to put that in my weekly updates.
The start time for you is 6 p.m. though.
Correct.
6 p.m., okay.
Yep. And then we chose the time so that people could see some of the work that's being done or has been done as a result of the 2020 bond proposal. So same evening, and Mr. Feitz and the team there have been working hard at preparing for that event. So the STEM showcase. So, any questions on that? No? The other item that I have, I share with you this evening my intent to retire as of June 30th of this year. So it's one of those things that you never, to be honest, you never know when you're going to write it, how it's going to come together, because it's really hard to put words on paper, especially hard for somebody like me, who is one of the challenges that I have is the whole drafting process. But I share that with you, this evening, so that you can begin the preparation for finding your next superintendent. It has been an absolute honor, been a privilege. When I look at this will be my 32nd year in education. nearly half of it here at Kennel Hills as superintendent. This is obviously been the greatest 15 years of my professional career, and I've loved all 32 years of it. So, but they're just, you know, somebody once told me you'll know when it's time, and I believe it's time. So I shared with the board a few years ago that if I got to my 5 years on my last contract, I feel like that would be as long as I could go. Not gonna quite get there. I'm gonna leave a year on the table, so to speak. But it's, I know it's the right thing for me, and I know it's the right thing for the district as hard as it is. So I thank you. I know that it will create some extra time and opportunities to think a little differently in the months to come, but know that I will be here and finish strong during the next 6 months, and look forward to working with my successor, whoever that might be, once you tackle that objective. I say the most important decision that a Board of Ed can make is the hiring of a superintendent, and I have all the confidence that this board will honor that process and find the district's next superintendent, who will hopefully have a career here longer than mine and can continue to serve your community well. So when I've shared with the administrators and shared with others, and they've asked, well, what can we do as part of this? I've said, you know, they've always been very good to give me candid, honest feedback and input, and I would expect that they do the same if this board affords them the opportunity, or any staff members the opportunity, community members the opportunity to have input through the process. So the 7 of you have the challenge of deciding who that individual will be, but I'm confident that you'll be getting some input from a lot along the way. So thank you. My time's not done. I've got work to do, and we'll work hard for you in the next 6 months.
Jerry, if you don't mind if I say something, because I didn't get to when, I didn't get to before, so I'd like to say something now. I was in the room when we made the phone call to you to ask you if you would accept the position that we were offering to you. I was not sworn in yet as a board member, but I was in the room, and I got to be part of the search for the superintendent. And again, not part of like the planning of the search, but part of the search. That was my introduction to school board service. So I've known you for a very long time. We've gone through bike incidents, personal things, just a lot. And I just want to say, it's not just not easy. I can't even imagine the job of a superintendent. And the fact that through everything, through the bike incident, through all this stuff, COVID, just the turnover of board, personal, you know, all that stuff, you stuck with us.
Mutual.
And that's, and that's huge. That's huge, because it is a lot. And I've seen it. I've sat in personal meetings with you, and I know we've cried together, I know we've laughed together, I know it's been tough. But through it all, you stuck it out, and that's huge. And I just want to thank you. That's all. You could have waited till I was done, but it's fine. I totally understand, and I get it. But I just really, really want to thank you. As much as the public doesn't see, we communicate offline as well. And even though some of the things that my family went through have been super challenging, you've always been there, and I appreciate it.
Jerry, I know you communicated with your admin team.
Yeah.
Is something going out to?
Good question. Tomorrow I intend to notify the staff so that they're aware. I've been working on the district newsletter, which will be in electronic form this time, and I'm putting a copy of this letter in the district newsletter as well, just the timing of it worked well, so that'll go out with the district newsletter as soon as that's published.
Is there any thought to have a standalone communication go out to the families besides the newsletter?
If I certainly could, I would probably say something similar to what we had here. That will go out as part of, I mean, it's gonna be in there too, but I can do it separate as well.
Yeah, I mean, you've been with us for so long, and you kind of are the face of Kennewick, you know what I mean? When people think of Kennewick, they think of Jerry Hopkins.
It's funny you say that because Melissa probably may recall this from my interview. It's exactly what I said I didn't want to be Kennewick, is the face of Kennewick.
I remember
want our
it.
students to be the face of it, but I
Absolutely.
appreciate that.
Yeah. I mean, what is the average tenure of a superintendent? I think 3 to 5 years. And we've had you steady at the helm for how long? I mean, look at, you got me all worked up now.
I tried not.
It makes it easier for us to do what we do when we have that steady, constant leadership in you, so thank you.
And really, when we went to the interview, I went to 3 interviews. One was Mona Shores, one was Untitled, small school district, and Wyoming. And it was really interesting because in Mona Shores, they were really selling the superintendent to us. In Tawas, they were really selling the superintendent to us. In Wyoming, they were, don't take him, don't take him. But yet, also, letting us know how wonderful he was. So it was like the only one where it was like, wow, okay, so this is the one we're taking. Like, so it was tough, and it was tough in that board meeting. I just want to be perfectly honest. There was, it was pretty contentious when they went through the hiring process, and I don't want to say the name wrong. Shelley Herringa, I'm sorry, was the person I was taking the seat for. It was difficult. It wasn't easy because Jerry was coming as a new superintendent, and that was hard to do. So I just want us to be aware as a board that we can hire experience, we can hire new, but it doesn't hurt to take a chance, and we did. We took a chance on Mr. Hopkins, and we were right in doing so. So I just wanted to say that.
Thank you.
And I could say so much more, but we'll go on.
But I get to chair the meeting right now, and we're going on to the finance.
Exactly. Let's just move on.
Thank you, everybody.
I can talk all day. Maybe I'll prepare a speech for retirement.
We'll save that.
I do have a question just on the communication side. I think if I was a parent, but now graduated parent, but if I was a current parent and I saw the resignation, I'd want to know like what the process is on hiring a new one. I know we have to figure that out, and then we're doing so, but like what do we have, like the talking points, like that
Like
next steps already put out there, like in addition to this.
I will include some.
Yeah,
some
that might be
information about the
helpful.
next step. Yep, I absolutely will, for sure. Moving on, Ken. Finance.
You have the usual reports in your materials, the check register and the bond funds investment income. I don't have anything that I need to highlight in particular on those, but obviously happy to answer any questions that you have on that. I'll pause for a second, see if there's any questions before I give an update on the audit.
Just one thing, and I think we touched on this last month, but can we somehow condense those Amazon? I mean, it must take forever to do all those checks for everything.
I feel like there was a reason that we ended up doing it that way, wasn't there?
Separate purchases.
That we ended up
They're separate
Yeah.
purchases, yeah, they're all separate orders.
Back before Amazon, those were different places.
Yeah, they'd be they have a bunch of different vendors,
Right.
right? I mean, a lot,
But it
so.
just seems your office must spend a
Uh,
lot of time on that or not too bad.
I mean, it's a fair amount, I mean, they all have to go in individually, but so a lot of them, right, people have purchase orders ahead of time that are entered, and that all feeds in when we process it, so, yeah, it's a time consuming, sure, but not any more than, again, entering for other, if we had it to other vendors, it just,
Cause I remember it used to be lumped together, wasn't it? And then we chose to like have it
Yeah,
all.
it used to be like a PO number, and then it said the first item,
Then
and it was $5,000 pencils. And we're like,
There's no way you spent that much on pencils,
No,
yeah,
pencils
that's
was
why
the
it ended
first
up that way.
Any other questions? All right. Well, when we met last, I guess that was before the holidays, the auditors were going to be, I think I provided the update that they were basically gonna be off for 2 weeks, like a lot of people. And so, nothing was done during that time, and then the first of the year, they were picking back up on the audit. I've had conversations, they were working on, I guess it was week 2 now back after the holidays, it was kinda crazy. First week flew. They were digging into it last week. I talked to Gabe at the end of the week. He had a couple of comments, but he was really able to work through most of the stuff that we provided him. A couple follow-up questions, chatted with him again today. His intention is to have everything over to the partner at the audit firm by the end of the week. So, assuming nothing between now and then, that will keep the process moving forward. When I chatted with Gabe, going back last week, I had indicated, I was like, hey, this would be great if we could get this done, for the February board meeting. Just, he understands what's going on, but just reiterating like, hey, we're not getting state aid during this time. It's holding up other things like the bonds that we need to issue, and so, hopefully we're still on track for that, but I'll have more information, later in the week as that goes on to partners, so. Any questions on that? I can answer for folks. But, yeah, kudos to the team though, I mean, when we've gotten, requests from them, they've dug in and figured it out and turned it around, as fast as possible here, especially the last, going into the holiday, the request that we had, and then the stuff post-holiday, so, I think we're in good shape hopefully for February. Thank you, of course.
we had to refund a lot of basketball fees.
What's that?
We had to refund a lot of basketball fees. We had a lot try out.
A lot of tryouts, yeah.
Okay, thank you. No public comment? This evening, so we'll move on to the organizational action items, the first of which is electing officers for the 26 calendar year. So I'm going to begin by opening nominations for the position of president. Any nominations?
I move to nominate Melissa Corte for the position of president.
I know you indicated that, Melissa, already that you would accept any nomination, but I'll ask.
I mean, yeah.
Thank you. Appreciate that. Any other nominations?
I'll nominate, Aaron Labasse for president.
I thought we said at one point we were gonna limit terms to 2 years. Did we not? Is that not a thing?
We did.
Do we have a bylaw or something that's?
No bylaws, we just decided 2 years was kind of like that.
Was that prior to me being on the board?
Probably, could be.
It kind of came off the heels of, Jeff served for a very long time.
2 years. 4 years?
4 years.
Sorry, Jeff, sorry.
I think that came off of Matt Redding serving like 6 years, so, or longer.
So we had talked about succession planning, which we really need to probably be a little better about.
That's,
Um,
yeah.
Not coming in here for the first time cold and doing what we're doing. But we had talked about sort of having that, talked about options, right? Do we move people through the positions towards a goal? Or do we have targets? And the furthest that we got in the conversation was 2 years was a good mark to move the positions around.
Well, I
Well,
get.
if there's an appetite to do that, I can not accept if other people don't want to see that. That's
mean, if that's something that happened prior to me being on the board, along with it, I guess that was probably something that happened before Mark too. I don't know, I would want a discussion about that.
Yeah, I guess what, absent of the discussion or whatever that could have happened or didn't, I would just say, I would think the most appropriate thing to do would be to let this board decide whether or not they want to have, in this case, Aaron serve a third year by this process and kind of work through that. Because anything different than that would be taking something away from this board to be able to decide at this point. Is that fair to say?
Yeah, I think it's, she accepts if she's interested, and we can, as we do our vote, consider, you know, whether we want a person in his third year or not. And then if we want to have term limits, then I think it's a deeper discussion and some formality to it.
Do I have any other nominations? Hearing no further nominations, I will close the slate for nomination for the president. I'll have Temporary Secretary Lenka take a roll call vote. If you could just indicate your vote as it relates to either Labatt's or Cortez.
Courtney? I can't not vote for myself, 'cause that'd be weird. But of course I'd accept, you know what I mean, so I'm just gonna vote for it. Hey, sorry. I mean, not sorry, but it's, yeah.
Don't be sorry.
I accept it, thank you, and yes.
Christinus?
Labatt.
Hart.
Cortez.
Labatt.
Labatt.
Roberts.
Labatt.
Robinson.
Cortez.
And Turner.
Labatt.
All right, Member Labatt is elected president.
All right, let's open the nominations for vice president.
I'll make a motion to nominate Melissa Cortez for vice president.
Any other nominations?
I nominate.
Member Turner. Secretary Lanka, would you take a roll call?
Cortez?
Or I,
Oh, I'm sorry. Are you accepting?
Yeah.
And Cortez, did you accept?
I feel like I'm in anything, yes.
All right,
And of course I'm gonna vote for myself, so go for it.
go for it. Okay.
Christinus?
Turner.
Hart.
Cortez.
Labatt.
Turner.
Roberts.
Turner.
Robinson.
Cortez.
And Turner.
Turner.
Okay, Member Turner is elected vice president.
Very well.
All right, let's open up the nominations for secretary, and I would like to nominate Member Cortez as secretary.
You're gonna ask me if I accept.
Do you
know I
accept? Okay. Any other nominations? Okay, well, hearing none, let's close the nominations for secretary. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? That motion carries 7-0. Let's open next the nominations for treasurer.
I will nominate, Hart for treasurer.
Member Hart, do you accept?
Yes.
All right. scheduled meetings for the 2026 calendar year, report 26-2.
Did that get added?
I was
to the
hoping you pulled
packet?
that up, cause I didn't see it, but maybe I got it added later.
That was in there.
I know, it was probably me.
I have paper copies here from the last one.
I would
Can
actually
I
like
grab
one
one?
if you have
Yeah.
one, yeah.
What is happening?
It's convenient to have that. Pass those down.
I have,
Okay,
thank
good.
you.
Now, thank you.
Whenever possible, the cadence was to follow the similar schedule to what we had during the 2025 calendar. So, second Monday of the month is typically a committee of the whole meeting. The fourth Monday of the month is typically the regular meeting. All meetings start at 6 p.m. There are a couple of exceptions, as I recall. For example, when you get into April with spring break being the first full week of April, rather than come back on that Monday right out of spring break and have a board meeting, that would mean all of our materials would need to be prepared over break, which is feasible, granted, but those of you that will be enjoying spring break, you probably wouldn't, I hope, wouldn't be taking the time to prepare for a meeting. And so instead, what we have is the third Monday of the month in April, and only one board meeting in April because of that. Just like we have in December with one regular meeting. So we get off on our cadence a little bit, but this board has been accustomed to me adjusting to that pretty easily. And then also in May, because of the fourth Monday of May being a holiday, Memorial Day, similar kind of thing, we'll have a situation where our meeting in May, we'll have one on the 5th, and so really the first and the third Mondays in May instead. With that second meeting in May on the 18th being the one where we recognize retirees. Beyond that, I feel like most of the meetings, it felt like, other than again December, because of the winter break and stuff, but we have a meeting, just one meeting in December there. A mid-year evaluation for the superintendent, that kind of thing, but otherwise one regular meeting, so. Any questions on that?
Is this the time where we can talk about time again? Is 6 o'clock still work for everybody? I'm just throwing out there, it works for me, I'm
It
just
is.
asking. Okay, good. And then also, there's one meeting that I noticed on this calendar that I may miss, but may not. I don't want us to change it, I'm just putting it out there, the 2/9 meeting, I might be in, whatever. But I may not be either, I haven't really decided yet, so I'm just putting it out there. But I don't want you to change it, of course, but, because that is coming up, I mean,
I will be missing that meeting.
oh,
I'm on a cruise.
yeah, I might be on a vacation.
So you might be down to,
We'll have to-
that still gives you,
That gives you quorum, and it would be, and
and it's committee
honestly,
of the whole.
yeah, I'm not 100% sure I'll be missing it, I just wanted to say, it just in case I am. But everything else is absolutely fine, and 6 o'clock still works for me, as long as it works for everyone else.
Anybody not good 6?
So one thing, I know we don't have to technically have it on our calendar, but can we designate, even if it's just down to a month, when we would do either a board self-eval or some type of workshop? I don't know when works best for everyone, but it might be good to get just at least a month placeholder out there now.
Do we want to try to do that? And, I mean, I know like we
It'd be
take
awesome to
July
schedule it
off,
now,
but
it'd be so awesome to schedule it right now.
Well, I'm sorry, well,
I know typically we take July off,
Yeah.
free of meetings, but is that something we want to try and do while we were off of meetings? Or do we want to add it in a month when we already have stuff?
I'm not opposed to July.
I'm not either.
I'm not
Not
opposed to
either.
adding it to another month. I'm pretty easygoing when it comes to that.
The only time of year I don't want to cram anything else into personally is like spring time this year.
May I ask you, what's your, no, you just announced the weekend, but what's the, your date of being done, I guess?
June 30th.
June
30th.
30th?
What do you think so?
No, I was just curious, so we won't throw anything, so I think July is a perfect, I think July is a good opportunity to do it. But wait, when does, so can I just brainstorm a minute? I'm literally out brainstorming right now,
I mean, that
so
would be
when?
like a new superintendent.
No, I'm
technically
brainstorming
first month.
board, so board, if they're wanting to, so we have 4 board seats up, is what I'm saying. So if they're willing, or if they want to rerun, when is that due?
July,
July. So,
beginning of July.
July, do we know maybe we schedule it after that is what I'm saying, so at least we
People
know
who's,
yeah.
Wait a minute, what would be the difference?
I have no idea, I'm just brainstorming out loud,
Are you-
so, that's all I'm doing.
So let me ask this. I know one of the things that we're gonna have to work on this year is spending some time basically recruiting to make sure that we have some people that are interested in case we have some open seats. I don't personally know what our 4 that are up, what their intentions are, but I suspect we'll have probably at least 1. So if we were to do that type of recruiting, anything that we do in this self-eval / workshop, whatever, it would be an open meeting, correct?
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So anybody that's interested, that we're working on trying to engage and run, if we did the timing right, we could probably utilize that meeting as a get to know how boards work.
depends what we're
Yeah, it
doing
just
for
depends.
PD though.
For
Whether or not
PD.
it would be helpful for a new person. Come from that.
Professional development.
I don't know.
I mean, we could structure the meeting specifically
Right,
for, I guess I'm trying to say we've got options.
right.
That's why I was trying to brainstorm right now, so we can talk about it now while we have the opportunity, but I don't really have an opinion on how we move forward. I mean, or we could just schedule it for July and honestly, we can always change it. You know what I mean? Like, let's just
Yeah.
can we just put it on the calendar and then reevaluate or
Do 2 of you have graduates this year? Aaron
Yes.
and Jeff? And they
3
graduate?
of us, yeah, 2 of us. Yeah.
You do not.
So,
I
You
knew
do.
you did. You
No.
do not. Your daughter?
Son,
so,
I know, go title.
so you are gonna be
so this is what I said, this
jam-packed
spring and the
through
summer, we need to,
till May.
yeah, beginning of June, we need to
Does
be,
June start to lighten up for you? We tried to target.
mid-June, we'll be done with parties,
When,
hopefully.
do you know when your party is?
Ours is gonna be late, cause baseball.
I'm crashing it, just so you know.
So
I
maybe
know
that
it does,
doesn't
don't
help.
worry.
Yeah, we haven't picked a date yet, cause our dance goes first mid-June, so, I don't know. July life will get simpler.
I was gonna just say
Let's just do it July then.
mid-July,
Yeah,
probably.
Okay.
absolutely. Just schedule it. Let's put it on the schedule.
Cause June's very full with meetings as it is with budgeting and other stuff.
Yeah, and also we can change it.
Well, I
So
think
let's shoot for July.
And June
Yeah.
can send out a survey for some July dates,
Okay, let's do that.
mid to late.
and we need to figure out what we wanna do. Is it something we're gonna lead? Is it something
Yeah.
we're gonna bring somebody in for? And then it's gonna depend on their availability.
Yeah.
But it's easier if we work in advance versus last minute.
Definitely. So, going back to that, seeking motion and support to approve scheduled meetings for the 2026 calendar year.
Motion?
Support.
Any questions? All in favor say aye.
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 Opposed? Motion carries 7-0. Letter C, seeking motion and support to approve the investment authority resolution, report 26-3.
Motion.
Support.
Any questions? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries 7-0. Item D, seeking motion and support to designate depositories for district funds for the 2026 calendar year, report 26-4.
Motion.
Support.
Any questions? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries 7-0. Item E, seeking motion and support to approve a resolution authorizing electronic transactions of funds, report 26-5.
Motion.
Support.
Any questions? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries 7-0. Item F, seeking motion and support to authorize signatures for various accounts, report 26-6.
Motion.
I'm not doing it this time.
Support.
Thank you. Change it up.
Any questions?
No.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Motion carries 7-0. Item G, seeking motion and support to appoint the superintendent or his designee to post all notices on behalf of the board, report 26-7.
Motion.
Any questions? All in favor, say aye.
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 Opposed? Motion carries 7-0. Seeking motion and support to appoint the superintendent or his designee to accept support staff resignations or retirements on behalf of the Board of Education, report 26-8.
Motion.
Support. Any questions? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries 7-0. Item I, seeking motion and support to authorize the superintendent to hire support staff on behalf of the Board of Education, report 26-9.
Motion.
Support.
Any questions? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries 7-0. Item J, seeking motion and support to authorize the superintendent to serve as hearing officer for disciplinary matters with students involving long-term suspensions and expulsions as outlined in report 26-10.
Motion.
Support.
Any questions?
I have a question on this one. I know that we've always done this, but, I'm gonna accept it now, but I'm asking you because now is the time to ask you, because you're not retiring, but, is that always the case in districts, or is that something that each superintendent would want, or not, like,
Yep.
I'm just asking because I have the chance to ask, would it be something that is always done and every superintendent would want, do you think?
I don't know how to answer that.
Yeah, I
because
really didn't know how to
it's
ask it
probably-
either.
Yeah, no, but it's a fair question. What I would say, relative to it is that, this would be something that you would maybe want to entertain with a new superintendent when she or he is on board in terms of whether or not that's, there's a couple of, pros to doing it, and that is, one, you don't have to assemble the entire board together for a special meeting to hold a hearing. And the other is that they have a right to appeal that, with that being.
To the board.
To the board. So there's an appeal process where if it goes directly to the board, and there are some districts that do that, the board serves as a hearing officer, that decision is final.
I guess that's why I'm asking it now. Would that be something that we could take off the superintendent's plate that would help, them, I guess, is
I
really
don't
what
know that
I'm
it would
asking.
take it off their plate because they would be attending anyway.
Okay. Okay.
What takes it off their plate is the decision.
The decision, which ultimately could be
Yeah.
brought to the board anyways.
Yep, yep. So I think it's a matter of, the preference, could be a matter of preference
Of
of
the
the superintendent.
superintendent, okay.
In terms of how they may wanna handle it or the Board of Education, I mean, it's ultimately the board's decision of how they want to handle it.
And I'm asking because truly I wanna know what role can the board take more on that we could, maybe I should have asked this sooner, but, what, that,
Mhm.
right, could alleviate some pressure on the superintendent or,
Yeah, if the board does, or the superintendent's recommendation to the board were to go in the other manner, which the board here serves as the hearing officer, there's some
It's not-
policy stuff that needs to be updated too.
okay, so
because
it's
the
not really
policies
eliminating
reflect-
anything from the superintendent if we took
Nah.
on that role.
Other than
More-
the decision,
More
yeah.
Okay.
project management.
Okay,
or
got ya.
scheduling.
That's all, and I think now is the time to ask because now's the time to ask, so thank you.
But there are boards that do, like I said, there are boards that manage the process, and then there are those that delegate the superintendent to serve in that capacity. And I don't know I know in Kent County there's both.
Oh, yeah, for sure, thank you.
You're welcome.
Any other questions? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries 7-0. Item K, seeking motion and support to designate Clark Hill and Troon Law as the district's legal counsel, report 2611.
Motion.
Support?
Jerry, I have a question on this one. What is the distinction between Clark Hill's role and Thurman's?
True, yeah.
Trues.
So Clark Hill, we generally will contact for personnel matters. Troon, and for special ed matters, special ed IDA kinds of matters. Troon Law Firm is our primary contact with them is for legal counsel associated with the bonds and things of that sort. They're a bond counsel, and have been for years, and that's really helpful to have that. And
Who does our policies?
that's Neola.
Neola.
Neola Policy Services, yep. Now, great question, because I know that Troon now offers that.
Yeah, they
And in fact, I saw MASB is now promoting Troon service, if I could say it that way. And other, like the Kent ISD I know has moved to Troon. So that, I mean, that may be a direction that the board wants to look at in the future if they ever wanted the Troon Law Firm to take a new look at the policies and go through that whole process of making sure that, through a different lens, if you will. But they also, that's a division of their, an extension of their law firm, so we have them on retainer as well, so we get law updates from them every month as well, so. And I should have mentioned Clark Hill, we've also, worked with Clark Hill. Jeremy Moltz is the attorney, from Clark Hill that has helped us with, purchases, land acquisition, and sales, where we've sold property. He's been the legal counsel to work us through that process, so. Both firms have helped us in various capacities.
Any other questions?
If we were curious about what Vroom could offer and what would be the steps to just even inquire?
Just reaching out to, they have, I don't know who the contact is there, but Julie could reach out to them to find out more information about what that entails. It's a significant undertaking, no doubt, to go through all of that, but that's what they do, right? They're building their arm of their business on that, so, but Julie could find out what that cost would be to do that.
Is anyone else
We
interested?
could do that per
Sure.
policy though, too, couldn't we, or we wouldn't have to do it,
Oh,
or you'd have to
I
do
would-
the entire.
I would do the whole policy book,
Okay.
to be honest, just to make sure that then you have just you're getting similar representation throughout, and consistency throughout. And they have their own nomenclature in terms of numbering and stuff like that. You would probably find that they would from what I hear, they would significantly reduce the
The amount
number
of
of
policies.
policies you have. That's one of the things that, some have, that they've moved, it's because Neola can, there's a concern that they may be, elaborate more than they need to on some things.
Wait, say that again one more time.
Neola may elaborate a little bit more than what they need to on some of their policy developments and things like that, so. I haven't looked at Troon policy, so I can't say that, I'm just,
How long has Troon been doing policy?
I don't know, that'd be a question. I know that or MASD, within the last year, I think, has moved to recommending, Troon.
I feel like that would be something for us to look into, is moving policy to Troon instead of Neola.
Okay, so it sounds like it's a takeaway. Thanks, Julie.
All right, all in favor, say aye. Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries 7-0. Item L, seeking motion and support to designate Maynard Costerisan as the district's auditing firm. Report 2612.
Motion.
Support.
I don't know of anybody else that
I
does
was just
this.
gonna ask, is there any other
but-
options?
Ken, being the person that has to work with the auditors, any concerns with the approach that who we work with, or not to put you on the spot?
I'm sure there are other firms out there that do school districts. I would say with my newness and the staff's newness, I would not recommend making a change in the next couple of years. Just, we're still learning, right, the systems, the processes, and getting comfortable with the auditors, and so I think until we can establish some cohesiveness, I wouldn't consider it. But, it is, I would say, from time to time, it is good practice to do an RFP, not only for pricing, but also to see what else is available out there. But I flipped through, I see that we've been with Maynard for a long time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that was, I can't remember if it was just, if the ISD has done it once now or a couple times, but they've put an RFP out on behalf of the districts, the local districts within the county. And so the different auditing firms were able to submit a proposal, and then each board was able to decide based on the proposals what one made the most sense for them. And so, at this point, I don't know when the ISD is planning to go out for bid to do that again. If they did, then obviously the board could entertain with Ken's leadership of recommendation about how to proceed. But yeah, with all the changes and stuff, I think it is in the best interest to stick with what the firm that's been working with us. Hungerford was the one that was with us before, and they were with us.
What'd you call them?
Hungerford,
Nichols.
Nichols, yeah.
A long time, I found tons of audit reports.
Yeah. They were with us for quite some time. I think it was actually Mr. Gilchrist that moved us to Manor when one of the RFPs came through. And we've been with Hungerford for so long, Hungerford Nichols for so long, that getting a different, there becomes a time where it's helpful to maybe get a different look at some things too. That's when we moved, I don't remember how many years ago.
I was just gonna ask you what year if you remember what year that was, cause I only remember Manor, but yeah.
Yeah, I would say probably around like 2015, 16, maybe somewhere.
17 probably.
Yeah, it was
the soonest, or,
yeah.
maybe.
It's been a while though, there was quite a few. But yeah, even on that side with Maynard being the auditor for a long time, the folks that work on the engagement change frequently too. So, you might have a senior that's been on it for a long time, but I know even on this, the more junior, it's probably their first time or maybe second time. And so like, they don't even understand our account, so they tend to ask a lot more questions as well. So I've worked with a lot of auditors, so like the longer they're on the engagement, the more comfortable they are with how you operate, what you do, better understanding. When they bring on newer people, they're like us starting, they have no idea of how you operate. So, good thing, bad thing, there's advantages and disadvantages, but I think in the short term, it'd be good to stick with it.
Okay. Thanks for the feedback.
Of course, my pleasure.
All right, all in favor, say seeking motion and support to designate SETSAG as the district's property casualty insurance agent, report 2613.
Motion.
Support.
Any questions? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries 7-0. Item N, seeking motion and support to designate GMB as the district's architectural firm, report 2614.
Motion.
Support.
Any questions?
That question, I would just say, last year, you might recall at this meeting,
Yeah.
there was a desire for when the district decides to go out for another proposal to the community, that we engage with architectural firms, and in the next action item, that's construction management companies, to have them submit a proposal and go through the process we've been with OAK for quite some time, longer than GMB, but in both cases, probably be a good opportunity for the Board of Ed to engage in that process when that happens again, so.
So having said that, what's the merit behind designating our district's architectural firm?
Well, they're under contract right now, so it's just affirming that, under contract for our current proposals that we're working through, so it's just affirming that. If there was an interest in entertaining an RFP, then we'd have to go and see, and it would happen in the middle of planning and construction processes, so.
But this doesn't stop us from doing anything.
No.
I guess the people that are gonna be putting out those RFPs, I don't know, it used to be John that kind of did it, or like Ken or whatnot. I think that, I don't wanna speak for everyone, but around the table, we did talk about having the ability to go and look elsewhere or whatnot, so I guess this would be the blessing to do so, I guess, when those next contracts or next things come up, right?
Yes.
Is that kind of what you're saying?
Yes,
Okay.
I would say the next
The right person
potential
hears
time,
it
correct.
and then goes
Yeah,
with it. Okay.
the next possible time I would say would probably be around 2028.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries 7-0. Seeking motion and support to designate Owen Ames Kimball as the district's construction management company, report 2615.
Motion.
Support.
Any questions? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries 7-0. All right, now let's talk about building liaisons.
I feel like I don't even have to say it, but I'll say it anyways.
Do you want pathways,
I would
Melissa?
absolutely appreciate being on Pathways, and I'm honestly gonna ask that until I'm done with the board, so.
Does
if
anybody want to
else
duke it
does not
out
want
with
that,
Melissa?
You know where my heart and passion,
Well, you take it then.
I just wanted to get that out there before we discuss the other schools, cause,
No.
you know.
Kinda wanted to say it just to say it.
Did you really?
Yeah.
I wondered if someone was gonna say, Melissa, I'm done with you. You're
I think
done.
I would be interested.
All right, well, there's one down. Any takers for the ECC? Okay, we'll come back around. Any takers for Alpine?
I'll just say I'll go wherever that means that's still there.
We might as well fill in the ones that people
Right.
specifically, or does anybody have a specific? Should we
Yeah.
start there instead?
That would be easy, yeah.
You would like Central?
It is cut off.
Oh, it is cut off. There's, let's see, well,
No.
let's see, I'll just jot it in here. So, Danielle for Central.
I would like to stay with the middle school.
Okay. Well, wait, does anybody else want Central or the middle school? Are we fighting? Okay, sounds good. So Tracy's got the middle school. Danielle, I'll put you down for Central.
Thing is, I could do Zins or.
You guess you could?
I guess I could.
Alright.
Only if you're gonna volunteer for that carnival.
I did already.
You did? I have to fill mine out,
I was
yeah, I
gonna
was waiting to
point
see
that
where
out.
you volunteered so I could bug you all
I'm not
night
gonna tell
long.
you.
When is their carnival?
It's
The
coming.
March 20th, if anybody would like to volunteer for Zinsner's Carnival while we're on that. Okay.
We have high school left and those.
High school, Alpine, and the ECC. Can I take the high school, since I have one half year left there? Or am I fighting you for
No,
it?
you're good.
Okay.
Go for it.
He's got more years.
Oh, that's true. Well, maybe. I always jokingly say to my daughter, you have to graduate, yeah.
Right, yes.
All right, so
You pick, I'll pick.
you
for the-
two decide between the littles and the
Alpine and
littlers.
ECC.
I have 0.
Alright, I'll go ECC.
Okay. So that's Turner at the ECC, Christina's at Alpine.
Sorry, it's not fun.
I will.
All right, seeking motion and support to assign board members to the specific buildings to be the liaison between the building and Board of Education Report 2616.
Motion?
Oh, wait, where are we?
So everybody have that list?
I think, yeah.
Okay.
So can I go up at Turner, ECC, Alpine is Jeff,
Jeff?
Zinzer is Mark, middle school's Tracy, high school's Aaron, Pathways me, Central's not on here, but
Yeah, I
Danielle.
gotta jot it in as Danielle.
Danielle, right? Okay. Thank you.
All right, any questions? All in favor, say aye. Aye. Opposed? Motion carries 7-0. That brings us to our business action items. Letter A.
I would ask before we move to business.
Okay, sorry. I was gonna ask a question and I was on to
No, we're
ask
good.
it now about, so we have on the, just a question, we have on the consent agenda, OAK and all those stuff. I'm just wondering why our marketing firm is not on there as a resolution, as something to, because that's a contract as well.
Yep.
And I was gonna ask that, I was gonna ask at the end.
It's usually an actual contract.
Like
though.
year to year.
Yeah, it's an annual one, so when the board discusses its budget for the.
Finances, right, sure.
Then that will be something that the board can entertain, whether or not the board wants to go up to bid for that, stop the services altogether, that kind of thing. So, so as not to make that decision today, it's more of a decision to come, that's why it's not on there.
But just for me, maybe not for anybody else, but for me, but these other contracts can be discussed at that as well, correct? The ones that are on here, or no, they can't be?
They're already under contract, kind of a thing. So the Galapagos contract is a year-to-year annual contract, kind of a thing. So
GMB, OAK, and then the scary, sorry, I'm gonna say it
Yeah.
wrong, that one.
theirs is under contract to perform the scope of work that's outlined under the proposal. So that goes on for.
Multi-year.
Okay, thank you, that's what I need.
Yep,
Okay, good, thank you.
you're welcome.
All right, now under the business action items. Letter A, seeking motion and support to approve tonight's consent agenda, which includes our our regular meeting minutes, certified staff personnel report, and, yeah, that.
Motion?
Oh, and bills payable, sorry.
Support.
Any questions? All right, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries 7-0. Item B, seeking motion and support to approve the secondary course proposal deletions and additions as noted in report 2617.
Motion?
Support.
Any questions there?
I have no question, sorry.
No?
Why are we getting rid of team leadership?
Where's that at, can I ask? Oh, I see it.
The middle school?
Team
Yeah.
leadership, okay.
Mr. Robron, would you care to comment, or?
We don't have a middle school.
What I know is lack of sign.
Oh, it's middle school, I'm sorry, yeah.
Lack of sign up, because I took that in my 7th, 8th grade year, and it taught me a lot, and I think it's a very important thing, but I understand there's kind of silence for it. I just feel like that's a very, like, good thing to teach middle school.
Could there be a club for it?
So I believe, I was trying to get logged back in because I got booted out. I believe why am I drawing a blank on our middle school principal's name?
Mr. Dodge.
Mr. Dodge, when Mike Dodge was here and he went over these with us, he said everything that we were getting rid of was due to typically two things, low enrollment and crossover, that it was covered in other areas. And I can't recall with team leadership what the other piece was that it spilled over into, but if you want, I can look it up and give it to you after the meeting.
Yeah, that would be nice, because again, I feel like it's a very important thing for people in my age range to learn and discuss.
We asked a lot of questions in the last meeting because there were so many removals.
Yeah.
And some of those we said, were there things that we could do as a club, or the things that they roll into at the high school level. So I'll show you where he submitted the form to ask for it to be removed.
Alright, thank you.
I think the other thing that comes to mind too, I don't know if it was specific to this, but I do know that there are times when we have courses that are created because an individual brings a passion or experience or something like that to it. And I don't know if this was the case here, and then they may leave the organization or something like that, and then there isn't somebody that has that same interest, or even in some cases the same certification, in order to be able to teach that class. So then it's in the course description or course guide, and it leads students down a path that we can't because of sometimes certification and things like that. So I don't know if that's the case here or not, but I know that was part of the conversation in some cases too. I'm glad you enjoyed the class though.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it
yeah.
taught me a lot, so that's why I was kind of shocked by some things, like,
And
Yeah.
Jerry, my initial thing when you said that is, could that be a club? And could that be a club that, because Pathways is in the middle school, could that be a club that Pathways could possibly contribute to or lead?
Yeah, I mean, there can be any number of clubs. I know the middle school has worked at increasing the number of club offerings that it has, so certainly there are
Be something
extracurricular
to bring
things in it.
back to
Yeah.
Pathways for
Yeah.
sure.
I feel like even if Pathways was able to somewhat lead it, not necessarily like, like lead it in a way, I think that'd be very
Involved in it.
involved and beneficial for the middle schoolers. Just
So-
overall, so.
I was finally able to get into the document. Due to inconsistent enrollment and fluctuating student interest over the past several years, and with the skills taught in this course are now being, it doesn't call out which course, it just says effectively addressed in other classes. So, thank you for raising that concern.
Alright,
I don't have a question, I just wanted to thank Principal Roebron for coming in tonight on this cold winter night to listen to all of us bark and cough, and we appreciate you.
it's nice to see some more APs added on too. Alright, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries 7-0. We've made it to the back page, folks. Future items for consideration. Our meetings, which now we have a sheet separate, those are all listed. Our next meeting is, of course, on Wednesday at 6 p.m. right here, doing the superintendent pre-search informational meeting. And that brings us to go around. Let's start at this end, Karen. Have anything else?
Not on the
reach out to them, and mention just like level setting as a group on what to expect as we move into any kind of search, so, I'm glad that we're able to get this earlier in January and get started.
I'm all set.
Melissa?
No, just as a quick reminder, I was not involved in the preliminary events happening for the superintendent search. So I just don't want a lot to, like, people look at me for that advice, because honestly, this class on Wednesday is gonna be super helpful for me too, because it was a weird timing, but I was brought in when superintendent candidates were already picked. That's when I won the election, so I was not sworn in yet. So basically, I didn't hire, like, I wasn't in the vote. So I was in that weird time, transition time, where I didn't have a vote, but I was on the board. Does that make sense? I wasn't sworn in yet. So the stuff that happened prior to that, like with Dr. Washburn and them scheduling like maybe community involvement and all that, I was not involved with. So I have no idea. The only people I feel like could reach out for that would be Stan Truskowski or Matt Reddick, if you wanted any opinions on how they got to the process of when they were actually going to search for the superintendent, is what I'm saying. So I just want you to know that the class for me on Wednesday is extremely important as well. I was not involved in that part of it. It was really kind of awkward for me, but that's it. And again, I've only been on this school board and I've only ever hired one superintendent, or part of hiring one superintendent. So just so you know, yeah, I'm super interested in Wednesday as well, just because I don't know how and things have changed 15 years ago. So, yeah, I'm just as interested as everybody else and looking forward to educating myself on that as well. So I wanted to put that out there.
My only thing is, I know when we were together last time or the time before, one of those times we discussed a 3-person ad hoc committee, because as we go through this search, there will be things that we will need to have people come together and discuss when we're off cycle of our meetings. So we talked about that, and at the time we talked about Corey, Melissa, and myself, but then I saw some emails that said, wasn't really sure if that was formal or official, so are we going to make that an official ad hoc committee or not? I asked the board.
Can you just push that down the road a little bit and see how necessary it is? Like, I don't wanna be left out of discussions like that, but I do understand if, like, we can't add 100 meetings a month either. Is it just something we could push down the road a little bit and
Or at least
talk
just
about it
ask
again later?
Wednesday, ask Wednesday when.
I think that's fair.
Yeah, because I know there's gonna be meetings that all board members will want to participate. I think it's gonna be a combination of both. I think it's gonna be a combination of possibly an ad hoc committee who can take on those extra meetings, and then there's gonna be it's gonna have to be a combination of both because of the time schedules for everyone, work schedules, all that kind of stuff's gonna play a part in it. I mean, I do know that when we went actually out on the search and went and visited these districts, I mean, it took a whole entire day, if not more sometimes. So we have to be cognizant of each other's schedules and what we all can and cannot do, so.
Well, that ad hoc committee could change depending on who
Yeah,
can
it
go
could
when,
depend,
too. It
yeah,
might not
exactly.
be like
It's
one.
a very time consuming and important,
Right.
extremely important job,
So I mean, if you're hitting the road, it might not be the same people can go each time, too.
It could change, it could be,
Things,
yeah, there could be a committee that changes structure because of someone's work schedule. It has to be almost moving constantly. Yeah, so that's just what I'm remembering from, again, 15 years ago, so please forgive me if I'm not remembering everything correctly. But you do have, I don't know if, Jerry, you can provide Stan and Matt's information or contact her. I know Frank Hanna was involved in that. That's the only 3 I can think of that possibly could at least help with that part of it, but
Saw Matt
if
at
they
the
want
basketball
to.
game. See Matt at basketball games all
I
the
know
time,
you-
so.
Yeah, so,
Yeah.
but yeah, I think just knowing how time, like, it's gonna be a lot of time. It's gonna be a lot more meetings, I think, and a lot more, things. So, yeah, I'm sense without saying what to do, I guess, but just giving my advice, knowing what we went through. So,
Yeah, I just worry that there's gonna come a point where it's gonna start to have to move quickly.
it will.
And if we're 2 weeks to meeting and 2 weeks to the next meeting, I just don't wanna see it not moving forward because of our meeting time. That's all.
We're probably gonna get a lot of information about this on Wednesday too, like obviously it's all new to me as well, so should we just plan on deciding Wednesday? We can talk about it again.
Sure.
I don't know if anyone else is interested, but, MASB's Winter Institute, coming up beginning of February. There is a succession planning CBA, Saturday, February 7th. It's virtual, CBA 224.
I have taken that, and I will say it's,
I don't know if would be helpful to anybody,
mean-
but it's also one of those that we do get we
Okay, I'm
get
not gonna
refunded
say-
for, so it's essentially like,
Gotcha.
ends up being $25.
I'm just saying it's,
So, maybe it's not the same guy that teaches it, you know?
okay,
I
that's
don't know.
true, that's true. It's, succession planning is just that, I mean,
That's what it's for. It's supposed to
right,
give
for
you the-
sure.
Which
I think you'll get
succession
a lot-
planning do you
I'm
think
just
it
saying,
is?
I think
It's
you'll get a
about-
lot, before you decide whether to take that, I think you'll get a lot from Wednesday,
I
that's
think we
all
will,
I'm
yeah,
saying.
yeah, yeah, but I'm just,
Yeah,
it's about finding your next superintendent, so.
Yeah.
And your
I-
replacements as board members.
And exactly, so I mean, I think going
it is,
into an election year as well, it might, whatever, take it for what it's worth, if you're interested, it's.
all I'm
I
saying.
love these classes that get reimbursed because they're
I do
essentially.
too, I'm just saying like,
super-
wait till after Wednesday, everybody, and before you decide to sign up for that,
Yeah.
that's all I'm saying, because you're gonna get a lot out of Wednesday,
So,
hopefully, hopefully.
or whatever advice it's worth, it's that. Did you have anything else, Tracy?
No.
The only other thing I have is, just to put on your calendars early, KIASB dinner meeting, March 19th, it's a Thursday.
Wait, March 19th?
March 19th, it's a Thursday, that's our next dinner meeting. We're hoping to get some legislators in, Winnie Brinks, Carol Glanville, hoping for some others, to discuss 31AA school aid fund. This one we'll do at the Kent ISD building. We'll have our culinary students cooking, and usually we do the MASB awards as well at that one.
Do you know what time, by any chance?
Usually they're at 6.
6, yeah, that's what I thought.
So I'm assuming we'll plan for that again as well. But hopefully get some good conversation. I know there's a lot of questions out there with,
When do we know what the numbers are associated with us opting in?
yeah, cause I heard rumors that the state was backpedaling on that and saying they weren't gonna give more.
I have not heard that, but I
Okay.
also don't know when we're gonna find out either, so I have a superintendent's meeting on this Friday. Maybe we'll have more information then, I'm not optimistic about it though.
I heard some feedback that more schools were turning it down than
I believe that.
I heard
anticipated.
that too.
No, I don't know about than anticipated, but I believe that there were more schools that turned it down than accepted it.
How would they not know, since that had to be decided by December 30th? How would
The
they
state
not know that?
knows, the Michigan Department of Education will know. I don't know to
How
what
do we
degree
not
they're
know?
going to disclose that.
Well,
I don't know.
they should
Eventually
just-
they will.
I was gonna
Eventually.
say, they should
Yeah.
have disclosed it.
Yeah, eventually they will, I
immediately.
just don't know when or how or, yeah.
Do you have any idea about Kent County anyways? Just curious.
Only,
Just 'cause you have your,
only through, like,
yeah,
Yeah.
what you know, yeah. Anyway, I'll just keep saying it.
I only know from friends at one district that turned it down, but. Okay. That brings us to adjournment, 7:20. Thank you, everyone.